Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today we're going to be going over a LEGO Ninjago Season 16 topic that's been making the rounds in the community. Of course, with the conclusion of Season 15, everyone's now discussing what is going to happen in the next season, and I've already done a previous video on this topic, kind of just discussing a tweet that was made by Tommy Andreasen regarding a possible conclusion for storylines in Ninjago, so if you want to check that out, I'll be sure to link it at the end of this video. But this one is going to be focused on primarily discussing who could be the primary ninja for the new season. Of course, every season of Ninjago seems to have the main sort of ninja that they focus on for each season that we've seen, of course, with Seabound being primarily focused on Nya, and that's a big point to kind of my theories for who is going to be focused on primarily in the next season. Now, of course, the two most popular choices in the community seem to be Kai or Jay, and I definitely do think that makes a lot of sense, and I wanted to kind of dive deeper into that as to why that is definitely a high possibility for the team. Of course, Kai and Jay arguably had the closest relationship to Nya, and I feel like if they want to take a more mature route with this new season, that they could possibly just kind of focus on sort of the trauma after what has happened with Nya and just how it's going to affect sort of the dynamic with the team. Of course, we saw that as well when Zane, of course, left the show for a moment. It wasn't for obviously too long, but the ninja, you kind of got to see them broken up and they kind of had to come back together to sort of try to find Zane, of course, when they were kind of given hints towards him still being alive. Now, I don't think they're, of course, going to go the same route with that, because that would just be retreading an old storyline that we've already seen just with a different ninja character, but I think this is just kind of like them dealing with that sort of that Nya is gone. Of course, Nya is Kai's brother, and then Nya was, of course, Jay's like future wife, I suppose, if you want to call it that. It's kind of interesting in the Ninjago sort of universe what it kind of is, if they were getting married or what it sort of is, but you get what I mean. Of course, something sort of resembling that in that universe, and I think it would just be really interesting to sort of tackle that theme, and I think it could tie in pretty well also with maybe even them trying to find Nya as well. And then, of course, a big topic in the season is the Vengestone buyer, and that kind of being the main villain of the season, and I think that maybe they can find some leads to do with that, and then maybe it leads them down the path of possibly trying to find Nya again or trying to bring her back or something like that. So I'm not too sure what sort of route they could wind up going with that, but I think it would definitely be interesting to tie it in with Kai or Jay. And I think that some people, I feel like you could actually just focus the season on both of them. I don't see why you have to have a season just primarily focused on only one ninja. I get it, it can kind of make it more focused and you can have more character development for that one specific ninja, but I feel like you could break up the season to have it be focused on Kai and Jay, because of course they're going to be going through similar things, and I think it would be a great bonding sort of opportunity for the two characters. So I definitely think there's a lot of great opportunities to sort of explore that storyline in its own. And I feel like it would be interesting as well if maybe you had almost like clashing viewpoints as well between both Kai and Jay. I feel like it could be interesting because, of course, the first thing you're going to think of is that the ninja are going to want to try to bring back Nya, but maybe you could have a potential storyline where maybe one of them, I'm not going to say who it would be, of course, but just out of Kai or Jay, maybe one of them is kind of like, you know what, there's nothing we can really do about this. They're just kind of not as optimistic as the other one is, and then maybe one of them, let's say Jay, for example, is more like, no, we got to try to get her back, we got to think of something, and then it's sort of the other perspective of Kai, let's say, who's kind of like, no, she's gone, she's happy, like there's nothing we can really do to sort of bring her back here. It seemed like she was fine being one with the ocean, like just something like that. Of course, just kind of throwing ideas out there, but I think that could kind of be an interesting perspective to sort of look at as well, because of course, even in the real world, you have situations like that where there's those differing perspectives, and I think that could be interesting to explore between the ninja and kind of see that dynamic. And you could even include the other ninja as well. Of course, the other ninja, Lloyd, Cole, like Pixel, all of the characters, they're going to be just as affected by this as well, but it's just that, of course, Kai and Jay had the most sort of like relationship to Nya, with, of course, one of them, of course, them being siblings, Kai and Nya, and then Jay, of course, being with Nya. So I think that you can still explore it with the other ninja as well, well, and maybe even going into Wu as well, kind of exploring his character, maybe him feeling like a bit of a failure of a teacher because they wound up losing Nia. Like, I'm not sure, because obviously I don't think it is his fault, but I don't think it's any of the characters' faults, honestly, but you get what I kind of mean by kind of exploring that guilt that they may be feeling. So I feel like there's just a lot of interesting things they can sort of go into, and I feel like as well it's a lot of mature topics also. So I feel like this could be the first sort of like permanent, not death of course, because Nia's still in the Ninjago universe, but sort of the first like character leaving the series and it sort of being a permanent change in just how they react to that as well. And there's also the possibility, now I don't know if I would like to see this, I would kind of prefer what I've already kind of explained so far, but just throwing out another possibility is that maybe it could just focus on an entirely new ninja as well, because there is a spot now in the ninja team. Now I'm not saying that they need to obviously put someone in Nia's place. I think that the ninja can still hopefully get the job done of whatever new sort of challenge comes their way, but I feel like there could be the potential for that, maybe recruiting a new member to the team, and not even to just take Nia's spot, but to just have an extra hand on the team as well just during this time. So that could be interesting to explore. Maybe Kai and Jay are really opposed to this ninja joining the team or something like that. Like, I know a lot of people of course would really like Skylar to join the team. That's been a very popular thing in the Ninjago community, and I feel like that could be interesting because it kind of provides a conflict for Kai as well in particular, because of course he has a relationship with Skylar, and it would be interesting to see how he feels about her joining the team sort of in the place of Nia when that was his sister as well. So I think that could be interesting to explore, but there's definitely a lot of possibilities for this. But I do think that the season will probably primarily sort of focus on Kai or Jay or the both of them, because I think that would just be sort of the right move to make. I know Jay recently of course had his Prime Empire season. I think Kai is really due for a season, and it would be interesting to explore him. Of course there's still the sort of like Dark Kai theory, which I did make a video on ages ago, and I kind of discussed the potential of that, of course, without knowing Nia's fate at that point. So that could also be a route that they could wind up going down, and maybe that's how you could focus on Kai as well. I've always thought that would be interesting if they focused a season from a villain's perspective, and of course I don't think Kai would permanently be a villain, but maybe taking that more sort of evil sort of route for him, or not even evil, but maybe like anti-hero sort of route. So I think that could be interesting to explore and kind of give him some more character growth as well, and just look at sort of like a season from a different perspective other than just the ninja team. So I feel like that would be really interesting, but a lot of possibilities. I've gone over quite a few in this video, so let me know which ones do you think are most likely to happen in the season, and also let me know what other ideas you have as well, because there's a ton of possibilities, a lot of potential for this new season. So I'm sure there's a ton of theories that I didn't even think of in this video, so let me know those as well down below. I'm eager to have a discussion with all of you down in the comments section, and if you did enjoy this video, it would be highly appreciated if you could leave a like, also subscribe as well. If you would like to check out some of my other content, that would be highly appreciated. So thank you so much. I'll see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.